I'm Tracy Blakeney with a video report regarding our group meeting on Labyrinth and pilgrimage. Um, my group consisted of Misty, Gail, Scott, and myself. Gail led us in getting organized and setting up the Zoom, which I really appreciated. Also, I was really glad that when we were doing it, everybody agreed to do it mid-month, which was my preference because, I hate leaving things until the last minute and then people can't make the meeting or whatever it may be. So that, as far as logistics, that all went well. I provided the video opening and I enjoyed looking for that. It was just a brief meditation from the Center for Contemplation, and my group seemed to appreciate it. So I was happy about that. Also, I volunteered to go first since I didn't feel like I had had much experience relevant to pilgrimages or Labyrinth. However, I did ask for feedback from my group, and I was surprised that they viewed some of my experiences as really, if not a pilgrimage, at least pilgrimage adjacent. So they helped me to see my experience in a different way, and that was interesting to me. Also, the funniest feedback that I got was nobody puts baby Tracy in the corner. So, I laughed and we all did. I felt seen and validated because that is kind of how I am. And they didn't hate me for it. What else? I had not previously been in a group with Misty, so that was lovely and fun. And Scott was the timekeeper, and then I kept the time for him. And things really seem to flow more easily than they have in previous groups like this when it was all really unfamiliar. Misty provided a closing and a closing blessing that had a real synchronicity with some of the things that were talked about in our group. So that was just really more funny, more fun. What else? See here, I have some notes. As a witness, I felt fed because they were listening carefully to what I shared, and I was happy to reciprocate. I felt very engaged and alive when I was concentrating so fully on them. And I found that I had some good feedback because they said so. Also, I learned that there are different kinds of labyrinths, and also I know that a physical labyrinth is not practical for every body like my own, but I did get a chance to use my finger labyrinth in class. Still, I didn't seem to get much out of it. It takes me a while to process and to receive messages and to process them. So I don't know if I was just doing it too fast or if I just need to do it more to get more out of it. But that's a possibility too. This reflection has been a bit lighthearted, but I can see where a pilgrimage could be a very serious and moving event in a person's life. I don't believe personally in denying myself food, sleep, or my comforts. So the very ascetic pilgrimages would not work well for me personally, but I would be very interested to hear a seeker's experience of doing that and what they learned from it, what I might be missing, in other words. And I'm not sure that I will be leading groups in this type of activity. I would need to learn more about that before commenting. It seems like it would be tough to hold the whole group as the sole facilitator. So this process, though, worked well for our little group, and maybe also because we knew each other to some degree. So, to be determined. Anyway, that is the end of my reflection. Thank you and have a wonderful day.